Hadavat kikve Pitiye Chayda jalila de Rase Champions League Ek hada gas me Haguman kikve Java inaramenne Phagi dulanne bhidi dasate goal ek gannai sit sarasenne samarok venne sabdeta denne We are one game one heart One game one heart Champions League This is where we start Together we dream Together we fight We are the champions under the light.
Football புதுமொழியே இருந்தால் மதங்கள் கடந்திடுமே ஒன்றாய் இணைந்து பயணித்தோம் எல்லைகள் தாண்டிடுவோம். The lights are shining, the crowd will roll. This is the moment we waited for. The passion's rising, the call is clear. The Champions League is finally one game, one heart. Champions League, this is where we start. Together we dream, together we fight. We are the champions. Under the light. We play for love, pride and fame. For every child who dreams again. No borders here, no fear, no end. Just one dream that we defend. மரங்கள் கிக்க ஆகுமே களத்தில் அறுதியாய் மின்னவும் நாமே சாம்பியன்ஸ் லீக் வரவே உணர்வதற்கே தருமே
Cheer ekai kemak denne Kollo settakama ek venne Goal eකට kick එක denne Champions League me aramenne One game, one heart Champions League satanai aramenne Pipi denne jaya ganne Ek seenata apiyanne One game, one heart Champions League where dreams take part Raise your flags, feel the art Football, one game, one heart Hey oh, one green, one star Hey oh, one game, one heart Champions League, forever we play The spirit of football leads the way
A very good evening and welcome to the Sri Lanka Football Champions League. It's a dawn of a new year. A very happy new year to all our viewers as we bring you live action of week number 5, the first game here as Pelicans take on Sri Lanka Police here at the Racecourse. Surely a very hot day out here in Colombo, but both set of players will hope that the conditions will get cooler as the game goes on, as the current temperature of 32 degrees will take quite the toll on both set of players. Humidity at 48%, so that will well and surely play a pivotal role here at this evening game of the week number 5 of the Sri Lanka Football Champions League. You can watch all the live action on Sri Lanka Football, the Facebook page and the YouTube page, or only in Sri Lanka and the local telesterial in Supreme TV and worldwide on ThePapare.com. The dawn of the new year, and it's week 5 fixtures as you see on your screens. First up, Pelicans taking on Sri Lanka Police, and we have plenty of games coming up later on as the weekend, and on a Monday as well we have a couple of games to wrap things up for week number 5. Tailor-made conditions for some thrilling football action here at the Sri Lanka Football Champions League here at the Racecourse. Splendid conditions as both set of teams take on the field. Pelicans and Sri Lanka Police set to kick off in a moment's time. Sri Lanka Police coming into this game after a defeat against Moragas Mulla last week around, which really surprised a lot. But they'll well and surely hope that their fortunes will change in this game against Pelicans. A tough test for the Cops here, as Pelicans will really look to try and stamp their authority. A top of the table clash here in Group B. Sri Lanka Police playing one more game more than Pelicans, sitting right at the top with 6 points, and Pelicans, after playing just the 2 games, they are sitting on second. So a big game coming up, as the men under pressure is Sashanka Madhushanka with the main referee duties, and his assistants will be Chamalka Ridmal, Malika Madhushani, and the 4th assistant Pabasara Mini Sarni. Sri Lanka Police outfit will really hope to get back to winning ways, but they have a tough challenge against this Pelicans outfit, who will really look to try and stamp the authority in some tailor-made conditions here at Racecourse. The 2 captains from either sides for the Pelicans. Sanjay Thirimana wearing the number 23 jersey, and for the Cops, that number 7 jersey. Playing at the back though, Malinga Hettiarachi. Pelicans Sports Club coached by Coach Aruna Sampath, and Sri Lanka Police coached by Mahinda Galagedra. So 2 well-known names in this football fraternity in Sri Lanka will go head-to-head in their tactics in a very important clash in this Sri Lanka Football Champions League. As you see, the Pelicans starting lineup: in goal, Rangana Jayasekara, Kojo Anayoki, Selvam Sudarshan, Ernest Ado, Sadhuran, Mohammad Irfan, Vignesh Varan Raja, Kumar Kevnash, skipper Sanjay Thirimana, Menash Stefan, and Daniel Mustakin, the foreign player, will form the playing 11 for the Pelicans, and head coached by Coach Aruna Sampath. And for Sri Lanka Police, Malinga Hettiarachi will wear the captain's armband with Hussein Abdullah, Nabil Sardin, Dayabaran Selvaraj, Damit Samantha, Gayan Rivaldo, Ahmed Amish, Nawad Hashika, S. Tamil Selvam, Chalaka Nishant, and Dinesh Mahendran in goal for the Cops here at Racecourse. Sri Lanka Police, once again I mentioned, coached by Mahinda Galagedra. And it will be Pelicans Sports Club who will kick things off from right to left on your screens. Tailor-made conditions here at Racecourse. Conditions kept looked after really well here, as we are now moments away from kickoff. Main referee in the middle under pressure for a big game here, Shashanka Madhushanka gives the go as Pelican Sports Club get things underway here, and a good early press coming in from the Cops, but committing a foul at the get-go. Good long ball being played, but dealt well by Dinesh Mahendran in goal. Did concede that solitary penalty against Moragas Mulla, which led to a defeat for Sri Lanka Police, the first defeat in the campaign, at the expense of Moragas Mulla, who was at the bottom of the table, but now well and surely crawling their way back into this campaign. Now the best of passes. First up, miss pass. Sri Lanka Police win a free kick in good territory. As you take a look at that replay once again, good control and then just not getting to the player, but fortunately for Sri Lanka Police, winning a free kick in good attacking territory. Will well and surely try and test Rangana Jayasekara in goal for Pelicans Sports Club. Plenty of white shirts taking duties in this free kick. Runs over it, couple of players, and a very curling effort from Damit Samantha. That goal early on, but not managing to trouble Rangana Jayasekara in goal. Sri Lanka Police early intentions of attack. It was Gayan Rivaldo who ran over that and giving way to Damit Samantha, who just overcooks it. Once again, just a pass overcooked. Throw in for the Pelicans, the first throw in the game. And joining me in the com box is Deshan Gonawala. Very good evening to you, Deshan.
Very good evening, Reshwan. An interesting battle here on the back of an unexpected loss for the Sri Lanka Police side, who many would argue have been the dominant side. They've really held games in their hand with that strong midfield. But in Pelicans, they've got one of those teams that do have that spark in attack and have the ability to frustrate, which tends to be the recipe to getting past Police. And there's a bit of a shove there and potential case there for a foul on the part of Pelicans. I believe that was Mensa Stephen, if I'm not mistaken, but referee says nothing doing for that push on Chalaka Nishantha. And as I was saying, Reshwan, what we did see for Police last week was them not really converting the chances that they had gotten over the course of the game, and as a result, foul being given for some dangerous play on the side of Selvanayagam Sadurian. But as I was saying, there needs to be a potency shown in front of goal this evening. What Police were a victim of was partially their own success, creating chance after chance after chance, dominating that midfield but not putting the ball in the back of the net effectively. And the opponent goes the other side of the pitch and puts one in the back. So let's see whether they've put their shooting boots on today. Gayan Rivaldo also standing over this 4 players, but no shot taken. And Nabodh Hasika seeing his shot ricochet off the wall. A bit of a hopeful one from that distance.
Indeed, Deshan, as you did mention, Sri Lanka Police will really have to convert their chances if they learned a thing or two against after that Murugasmulla game. It's a matter of finishing those chances that really did come to bite them at the end against Murugasmulla. A defeat which they wouldn't have expected, Sri Lanka Police, after coming into that game with such good form and against a very lackluster Murugasmulla side before that game. But Sri Lanka Police, coached by Mahinda Galagedra, will have to put things back and try and get a good result here against Pelicans. Once again, have started this game in the back foot. Plenty of attacking threats from the Cops. As the skipper's long throw in comes into the box, not being able to find a white shirt. And Pelicans yet to play some football in the opposition half. A shot from range and testing Rangana Jayasekara in goal. And he makes no mistake. And a shot on target early on for the Cops. And a foul being given against Sri Lanka Police.
Not very easy to get Mensa Steven to hit the deck, but thundering tackle there. And given the situation the defender was in, he's going to take that foul every day of the week, really, Reshwan.
Indeed. Sri Lanka Police now. Once again, they played plenty of football in the red zone of Pelicans.
Also, Reshwan, a bit of an outlier in terms of overseas player recruitment for Pelicans. Pelicans calling upon Russian attacker Daniil Musatkin, who's played his football across Southeast Asia as well, as they drive down this flank. Here's an opportunity, and he should be squaring that, really. Not really too sure what he was trying to do, but fantastic defense from Sri Lanka Police. Dabar and Selvaraj in there, and Malinga Hettiarachi taking no prisoners. But as I was saying, Daniil Musatkin, in that first game, he played for the club all over the pitch, really creating chance after chance. Disappeared a little bit in the second half. But in contrast to the Africa-centric recruitment of most of these clubs, it's interesting to see some European talent here on the Sri Lankan pitch. As the corner comes in, an absolute wasted opportunity. Can they turn it into something good? Ernest Sado tries to wiggle his way through that defense, but just too many numbers in there in that box.
Indeed, not the best of set piece work coming in from Pelicans. Pelicans being pushed back into their own half. Seeing a very high press from the Cops early on in the game. Gayan Rivaldo, youngster in this Sri Lanka Police ranks.
Tends to really provide the battery for the entire police attack, Gayan Rivaldo, and when he does play well, the whole team does play well, so they'll be relying on him to put together a performance today. He's fantastic ball carrier as well, really able to get past one men, two men and break through those lines. Gayan Rivaldo on the flank, twisting and turning. Here's an opportunity for Sri Lanka Police, just a bit too much on it. And the ball just floating over on that occasion of the man there, Charlaka Nishanta. Both the teams have seen a great degree of consistency in terms of their starting 11s, Reshwan, especially the attack. Both Pelicans and Police sticking to that tried and tested attacking setups. And while it does have something to do with how good these players are, there's
Indeed.
also an element of a little gulf between the starters and the substitutes bench. You got a lot of youth there as well in those subs benches. And here's an opportunity. Daniil Musatkin, here's an opportunity. Catches the keeper off guard. And you'd be questioning whether Dinesh Mahendran would have been able to get that had he been a little lower. Venom on that shot. Mahendran's fingertip save. Just enough on it.
Brilliant play from Pelicans. Early signs of attack. Corner taken. Wasteful one, we could say, after having so much of blue shirts in that penalty area.
And Musatkin trying the spectacular there. Ball was coming way too far at him. too fast rather, and not able to control it, but he's really good in those areas just ahead of the box, playing almost as a 10 and 8.5 of sorts, driving at that 18-yard box, whereas Ernest Ado is substantially better within the box at his presence. But Musatkin has the footwork and he has the ability to really break those lines as well, and nice little 1-2. And Musatkin, Ernest Ado gets in the way, and here's an opportunity. Ernest Ado Pelicans showing some good shape at the moment. A speculative long ball. He takes it down beautifully, but offside called already. And speculative effort. It's very difficult from that distance, when the ball is looping in particular, to try and generate the right amount of power to beat a keeper of Dinesh Mahendran standing. What should have been done is for him to put the ball back across the box.
Indeed, Pelicans just trying all their cards out quite early on in the game. Going back to what Deshan mentioned, that the attack's been starting quite regularly. It's a matter of just keeping possession. Pelicans spreading that ball in the back, playing quite dangerously here. Through ball being played, quite heavy.
So Police, strange territory for them. They've not been dominating this game. The ball has been with the Kurunagala lads for most of this game. There's Kojo Anoke, who's been rather anonymous for most of this first 15 minutes. He's going to want to impose himself on the game, and it's so important that he starts running that midfield. Once again, a hopeful effort, not really amounting to anything. Dinesh Mahendran. Nice little 1-2 pass here, and Daniel Musatkin taken down there, and an apologetic arm to Malinga Hettiarachi, by Malinga Hettiarachi rather. He's done a fantastic job of leading that Police defense. Police has been rather structured and a hard team to break down. They have been the team to beat this year so far, and I think, Rashan, they'd be wondering how, in fact, that they couldn't pull out a result last week as well.
Indeed, against the Murugas Mulla outfit as well. They conceded that goal through a penalty. A softer one, you could say. But I think Sri Lanka Police just couldn't finish their chances. And Pelicans with a wasteful free kick straight at the wall. But eventually winning back position are the lads from Kurunagala. Shot from range, and once again in the act was Dinesh Mahendran, and coach Aruna Sampath having a liking to this attacking threats from Pelicans. And Sri Lanka Police living quite dangerously in the back. Case of a handball, but nothing says referee Madhu Shankar.
Rashwan, they've brought Nabil Sardin into the starting lineup today as well. He was brought in off the bench last week. Really gives him the opportunity to try and nail down a position on that starting lineup, but he hasn't really been able to do very well so far. He's been rushed off the ball quite a bit. Coach Mahinda Galagedra there for Sri Lanka Police. He's done a fantastic job of drilling these players into shape. One of the more professional outfits in this Sri Lanka Football Champions League. But like I was saying, the likes of Sardine, they really need to nail down these starting positions. And Coach Aruna Sampath as well. Plenty of experience behind him. Ran his own football academy for a while in the heart of Borella. Led St. Joseph's to years of success, and now Pelicans SC have called upon his services.
Massive experience in the touchlines for both sides in Coach Mahinda Galagedra and Aruna Sampath. So very tactical battle will be on show as the game goes on. As we approach the 20th minute mark, I think it's been end-to-end football. Both teams really fighting hard. Clear-cut opportunities coming Pelicans way, we could say, to try and break the deadlock. Now Pelicans coming out of his lines was Dinesh Mahendran, but an opportunity gone down begging as Coach Aruna Sampath's hands on his head. And almost going around the keeper was the attacker from Pelicans.
Absolutely a fantastic effort there from Selvam Sudarshan. He's been on that left flank, cutting in onto the inside, but Ernest Ado and Musatkin have been taking most of the laurels in attack, but Sudarshan had the opportunity to put his name in the headlines there as well.
Massive moment in the game. Selvam Sudarshan will be quite disappointed not being able to find the back of the net. Well and surely Pelicans knocking on the door. Sri Lanka Police losing position, but fighting hard are the cops here.
diving in for a header and I think missing it out by a couple of inches, but a fantastic delivery as well.
Indeed, two very close corner kicks, not being able to find the back of the net. So Sri Lanka Police can take some positives out of those set pieces, but they need to find those finishing touches. That's what came back to bite them against Moragas Mull last week around.
He's always been a very, very animated manager. The ball coming in. No bite on that header. And here's an opportunity. Just a bit too much on it for Do to chase, but he's not giving up. Rangana Jayasekara. No errors on his part, and once again Pelicans lose the ball. Now here's an opportunity now for Sri Lanka Police. Can they take a shot away? He takes the shot away. Just a bit too much on it, I suppose. And the touch to get past the defender on the pass of Ahmad Amish. Too much on that as well. So both the teams conceding possession off of some terrible first touches.
That will be quite the area of concern for both set of coaches. Surely these players will have to do a lot better. Losing a position like that is quite a crime. Once again, a long throw into the box. But no nonsense clearance coming in from Pelicans.
Musatkin with some beautiful footwork. He tries to get past one man, gets past another, and now he gets dispossessed, but he's made some good ground. And now Kojo Anoke looking for support. Takes his time here, Kojo Anoke. A long pass coming in. Kojo Anoke nicks it away. Here's an opportunity with a long shot. And fantastic effort, Kojo Anoke. What a hit that was, and a celebration to match.
Indeed, brilliant. A shot from range and catching this police defense napping. And in goal for the Cops, Dinesh Mahendran. Didn't have much to say about that. It's Pelicans Sports Club who draw first blood.
Fantastic effort, and what really does beat the keeper is, as you watch this, that bounce just in front of him, completely putting off the keeper from the line of the ball. We were just talking a few minutes ago about how he's been rather anonymous and how he needs to come into the game, and what a way to announce yourself.
Indeed, brilliant. And just as Deshan did mention, that first goal will bring plenty of life to this game. Will be quite interesting how Sri Lanka Police will respond to this.
Not for here. Dinesh Mahendran saves it. Here's another one. Absolutely misses that. Ball still in play. Police unable to get it out. You have the skipper here, Tirimana. Concedes a foul. And bringing it back now. For a quick drink of water, and so important a restaurant given the conditions and the humidity and the heat that these players are playing under here. But as I was saying, Pelicans SC, they've been knocking on the door since the first minute of the game. They have been the better side.
Indeed, it is serving goal for the Pelicans as we take a look at the fixtures for this week. Right now being played, Pelicans versus Sri Lanka Police. Later on tonight, it will be Negombo Youth taking on Serendip Sports Club. And then tomorrow on Sunday evening, it will be Crystal Palace taking on New Star. And then on Sunday night, Super Sun will host Mathura City. And then Monday night, a couple of fixtures to wrap up week number 5. SLTB will take on Javelin, and then St. Mary's Sports Club will take on Moragas Mulla on Monday night to wrap things up for week number 5 of the Sri Lanka Football Champions League 2025. Very pleasant evening out here in Colombo. Hot and humid. A much needed cooling break for both set of players. A timely one for Sri Lanka Police to try and regroup, as they are trailing the game now. After being in such a form in the first 2 weeks of this Sri Lanka Football Champions League, Sri Lanka Police now aiming at yet another game where they will have to come from behind to try and win this, and that will be quite an uphill task against this Pelicans outfit.
And now an opportunity to swing one in for Mensa Stephen. Mensa Stephen gets the ball into the box. A fantastic effort off the crossbar and very nearly earnest the door. Fails to judge the bounce off the ball and couldn't get the right purchase on it, but a fantastic bit of attacking play again by the Pelicans. Another look at that, a beautiful free kick. The ball is swung in here and very nearly Ernestado just misjudging the bounce of the ball. The ball now still with Ahmed Amish. Malinga Hettiarachchi takes the throw. We complete the first 30 minutes of this game.
Sri Lanka Police under a lot of pressure now, as they take quite an early change in the game. Coach Mahinda Galagadara going for his bench quite early on, bring on Saman Nishant for S. Tamil Selvam. Probably a big tactical change coming in from Coach Mahinda Galagadara. As Saman Nishant makes his appearance for the Cops here. Pelicans now really keeping position, and a shot from range once again, trying his luck for the second time. The goal scorer Koju Anayoki. Once again, the Pelicans number 11, Daniel Muskin in the pick, Musatkin in the pick of things for Pelicans in attack. To be a throw in favor of Pelicans, who will take their time. 33 minutes passed by. Pelicans almost losing position from the throw-in. Winning back position, the Pelicans Sports Club. Down that right flank rather. Puts that ball in. Almost getting his hands onto it was Dinesh Mahendran. Just punches it away for time being. But Sri Lanka Police well and surely under a lot of pressure at the back. And a clearance from Pelicans. Looks like an infringement against the Cops. Indeed, tad bit late on that occasion from the Sri Lanka Police attacker Chalaka Nishant on that occasion, the guilty party. Decent crowd here on Saturday evening. A clash that will be quite closely watched. Top of the table clash in Group B. And an opportunity for Pelican Sports Club to go on to the top of the table after, and if they register a win, and if things go as it is now, it will be Pelicans who will sit right at the top with 2 wins and 1 draw. A long ball to the box, but no mistake from Dinesh Mahendran in goal, who puts it out in quick time. A big shout of a foul from the Pelicans, Ernest Addo, but nothing from referee Madhu Shankar. Heading into the final 10 minutes of this first half. Can Sri Lanka Police try and equalize proceedings going into the break? Or can the Pelicans Sports Club add a couple of more and probably put this game into bed before the break? The perspective of this game, I think a massive 10 minutes coming up for the Cops. It will be important for Sri Lanka Police to try and convert their opportunities which come their way. And a brilliant touch as a very interesting attacking play from Pelicans.
Absolutely. Selvam Sudarshan there, and the beauty of that ball there from Selvam Sudarshan, Dinesh Mahendran dumbfounded because, and here's with another attack coming in. Too much on it, Sudarshan. Back on it, here's an opportunity. Daniel Musatkin tries to turn inside the box, dispossessed by Sardin. And Police get it away, but the beauty of that ball from Selvam Sudarshan there, Reshwan, was the fact that it was a cross between a shot and a cross. It was going towards the far corner. Dinesh Mahendran diving to save it, and Ernest Addo taking the touch and taking the ball the other way. Fantastic attacking play, and a treat to watch from up here in the commentary box as well.
Indeed, Ernest Addo almost finding the back of the net. Sri Lanka Police can find themselves quite lucky not to go 2-0 down here. An opportunity to convert things, and a big shout of a foul in the penalty box, but nothing done. And Sri Lanka Police really getting into good territory.
Sri Lanka Police do need to pull their socks up here. And despite their bursts of energy and a few attacks, Pelicans have been the better side by far.
Indeed, they have managed to keep possession, and what a ball. And once again almost finding Dinesh Mahendran off his line. And just as Deshan mentioned a few moments ago that Pelicans have been the more quality side, they were almost going to double their lead here and put Sri Lanka Police under a lot of pressure.
That's what does happen when you are the team to beat, isn't it, Rashwan? Everyone ups their game. Everyone in the opposing team suddenly want to have the best game in their careers and really ups their level and focus, and it's never easy when that does happen, does it?
Indeed. I think that's been the case for Sri Lanka Police in that game last week against Murugas Mulla, who were right at the bottom of the table. That defeat really have lost plenty of confidence in this Sri Lanka Police outfit. They have managed to get a convincing shot on target as well. Just one, if I'm not mistaken. Down in some discomfort is the Pelicans player, forced to put it out. Number 15, Selvanagam, midfielder for Pelicans Sports Club. We'll hope the magic spray will work on him as we approach the final 5 minutes of this first half.
"40 minutes in, Mahinda Galagedara needs to change something, Reshwan, or more of the same. And as the fatigue sets in and as these players start taking that extra millisecond to make these decisions in game, you're going to see more doors open for Pelicans SC, and that is a cause for concern for police. Pelicans themselves, well-conditioned, well-drilled side, so it's not going to be like one of those games similar to what we saw against the SLTB, where as the game wears on, the team does become more complacent, half a yard slower, perhaps.
Indeed, that will be the case for Sri Lanka Police. They really need to pull their socks up. An important set piece coming up. Gayan Rivaldo with the free kick. Not the best of corner kicks, rather. Not being able to find a teammate as a throw-in though coming up for the Cops, who have looked quite off colour this evening. Just as we speak, a shot is not being able to put on target by Nabil Zardin.
And a Contentious decision there, Reshwan. I think the defender did get the ball, but caught the man on the way to getting it. Gan Rivaldo getting involved in a spat he really doesn't need to, because the instigator on that occasion was Kumar Kevin Ash. Here's another look at it. I think, in my opinion at least, and you may disagree, I think Mensah Steven gets the ball first and catches the man on the follow through, so maybe the right decision from the referee. All of it happening very fast, but you know, he does head the ball prior to crashing into the attacker, and since there's no stud showing or anything of that sort, you can understand why the referee waved play on. You can see on your face that you don't agree fully.
Just the aftermath of that was a bit too much from defender of Pelicans, but nevertheless, referee's call is the final call.
Absolutely, but I think one of the toughest tacklers in world football, the likes of Sergio Ramos, Roy Keane, they take no prisoners when they go in for the ball, and the aftermath of the tackle is the least of their concerns. It's also a great way to get a bit of a pot shot at your opponents, as Police SC now try to break into the box, making no mistakes. Rangana Jayasekara.
Rangana Jayasekara, and that's now the best of challenges from the Police skipper, who apologizes just after that error. Malinga Hettiarachi will play the rest of the game under a lot of pressure after being booked.
Kojanoke not appreciating that, the goal scorer, as we see 4 minutes of added time.
Massive 4 minutes of football coming up for Sri Lanka Police. They'll really need to try and test this defense of the Pelicans to try and equalize proceedings going into the break. But as things stand, the Pelicans will go into the break with the lead, but a very good ball, and making that bold decision in the back was Stefan, to give it right at that goalkeeper with a big power behind it as well, we could say. Sri Lanka Police winning that throw-in. They need to show more urgency.
And now Sardine with the opportunity to create something, takes a shot from effort. An absolute waste of a chance there, Sardine. Glory ball, very unsuccessful on this occasion. He's not taken his chance since being drafted into the starting 11.
Indeed, that will be a area of concern for Police Sports Club head coach Mahinda Galagedara. Pelicans taking their time.
Now, 1 more minute of added time as declared by the referee. You could see there what Chalaka Nishanta was trying to do, just not having the right footing to do it. Kojo Nokke. Does well to recycle possession, and now Pelicans SC maybe one last attack before the end of the half. They've done well. Musatkin drops into the middle of the park. Just a bit too much on it. Not very happy with that, Coach Aruna Sampath.
Indeed, after having positioned so well, but at the half-time break, it's Pelicans who go into the lead, who go into the break with the lead, courtesy a screamer from Kojo Aniyoki, and a massive second half coming up for the Cops here. Be a tough outing for them to come try and come from behind to get all 3 points. And massive effort from Pelican Sports Club to go into the break with the lead, as you see the halftime score confirmation. Pelicans 1, Sri Lanka Police 0. Hot and humid evening out here at the racecourse. Sri Lanka Police started off well with chance after chance coming their way, but all those chances just going in vain after quite an off-color performance from Sri Lanka Police in that first 45 minutes, we could say. The Pelican Sports Club coming into the act, and as quite a couple of chances did come their way. They tested the goalkeeper of Sri Lanka Police quite a lot, and then they had to breach it as Kojo Aniyoki breaks the deadlock and draws first blood, and then after that they almost doubled it as well. Some good opportunities came the Pelicans way to try and double the lead, but thankfully for Sri Lanka Police, the scoreline still suggests 1-0. So well and surely still in it are the Cops here at the racecourse as we head into the halftime break. Pelicans going into the lead 1-0 over Sri Lanka Police.
Champions League, एक हाथ गैस में हैंगुमान kick में जब नरमने भागी दुलाने भीदी दस्ते गोलिक गन्नाई सिट सरसने समरोक विन्ने साब्दिट दिन्ने. We are one game, one heart. One game, one heart, Champions League. This is where we start. Together we dream, together we fight. We are the champions. Under the
The lights are shining, the crowd will roll. This all is clear. The Champions League is finally here.
One game, one heart, Champions League. This is where we start. Together we dream, together we fight. We are the champions. Under the light.
We play for love, pride and fame. For every child who dreams again. No borders here, no fear, no end. Just one dream that we defend. மரங்கள் கேட்க ஆகுமே, களத்தில் ஆடுதியாய் மின்னவும் நாமே. Champions League வரவே, உணர்வதற்கே தருமே.
Cheer ekai kemmak denne, kollo settakama ek venne. Goal eකට kick එක දෙන්නේ. Champions League में අරඹන්නේ. One game, one heart, Champions League සටනයි අරඹන්නේ. පිපි දෙන්නේ, ජය ගන්නේ. එක සීනට අපි යන්නේ. One game, one heart, Champions League where dreams take part. Raise your flags, feel the art. Football, one game, one heart. Hey, oh, one dream, one star. Hey, oh, one game, one heart. Champions League, forever we play. The spirit of football lives away.
Welcome back to the live action here from the Racecourse. And if you've just tuned in, it's the week 5 of the Sri Lanka Football Champions League. And the first fixture is Pelicans taking on Sri Lanka Police. Pelicans went into the break with a solitary goal. And as you see, the points table of this Group B, a top of the table clash, but as things stand, Sri Lanka Police might have to come down to that second spot in the expense of Pelicans win here, as they're in the verge of snatching all 3 points and going right at the top of the table. Massive second 45 minutes coming up for Pelicans and Sri Lanka Police, and will be important to try and get back into even terms for the Cops. But as long as the Pelicans are concerned, it's a matter of seeing things off and trying and getting all 3 points, as Sri Lanka Police kicks things off for the second half.
So important for Sri Lanka Police to grab this game by the scruff of the neck. They were by far the second best team in the first half, and they'd want to change that if they have any chance of trying to overturn this 1-0 deficit. Something that we discussed in the earlier game we played last week, we watched last week rather. As the ball comes in, here's an opportunity, but Rangana Jayasekara not tested. Daniel Mustakin running down this flank, just a bit too much of a heavy touch. But something we discussed last week, Reshwan, was Police haven't really been behind in most games. They've been dominating the games. They've scored first, and coming back from a goal down is a separate type of skill, and that is something we haven't seen from Police yet. So they need to break the habit of sorts and start doing just that. Kojo Onoke sees a pass. Oh, what a beautiful ball to Ernest Ado. He takes a touch just a bit too heavy. I don't think he was expecting that at all. I think he expected it to go far side. But a beautiful ball from Kojo Onoke.
Indeed, a brilliant goal scorer. He's really brought his A game here. And must-win clash for the Pelicans to go into the top of the tree. Sri Lanka Police with a shot from quite afar, but not even testing the goalkeeper from Pelicans, Rangana Jayasekara.
Letting it roll across his body there and trying to push it forward. Darbar and Selvaraj, usually a very solid player. He's really being tried and tested here as Pelicans once again exploit that flank. And a poor pass there. And he does well to win it back as well, but the chance had gone by then. Darbar and Selvaraj, like I said, usually bombing down that flank. He's been caught offside, and once again played through that left flank. Kojo Onoke, maybe just a bit too heavy on it. Yes, it was. Daniel Musatkin with a beautiful turn. Musatkin. What a first touch there by Musatkin on the turn. Just another look at that. Just nice little on the heels catches his defender off guard as well. The ball comes in. Here's an effort. I don't think once again any of the attackers were expecting to whiz that fast across the goal. But more of the same really from Pelicans, and more of the same really from Police as well.
Indeed. That's pretty much sum things up for Sri Lanka Police. They have plenty of time to try and change things around. But against a very, very tough Pelicans outfit. Throw in being awarded to the Pelicans. Last touch coming from Hussein Abdullah's body. So a throw in that's pretty much ended up for Police to try and build from the back. A throw in being quite a long throw in, we could say. But once again now Police gifting away position. That's been the case where Police Sports Club will have to work out in this game if they are to try and change their fortunes. Sri Lanka Police keeper alerted stuff from him to come off his goal line. Dinesh Mahendran to kick it for a throw in, taken quickly by Pelicans. Try and scanning their options up front. Not much in the box, but a good defensive header coming in from Dayabaran Selvaraj. Once again, Saldin scanning his options. Not much to work with in the attacking area for Sri Lanka Police. But good high pressure coming in from the Pelicans.
Absolutely, and they're really dominating this left flank for Police SC as well. Dayabaran Selvaraj once again the victim of that Pelicans SC press. Usually, like I said earlier, he's bombing down that left flank, really adding the pressure up in the attacks as the ball here comes in the form of a throw-in. Straight back at Pelicans SC. Kojonoke trying to send it into the box, but gotten rid of. And once again, Pelicans SC win possession back. Kojonoke, what a beautiful pass by Onoke. Kumar Kevin Ash with the cross to the far side. And potentially Ernest Addo, he manages to win it somehow. Daniel Musatkin, the ball falls to him, couldn't control it. And now Police SC trying to break, nice little nutmeg, looking for that pass, but the ball turned over. Pelicans doing fantastically well today in getting those second phase balls. Once again, Kumar Kevin Ash just a bit too much on it.
Let's take a look at that replay.
More Onoke magic. Really pulling the strings from that midfield role, Onoke.
Throw in after throw in for Sri Lanka Police.
Guy and Rivaldo taken out of this game almost completely. The referee boots it up. Kojo Anoke wins that. Daniel Musatkin tries to help it on his way, but Ado offside at the moment. Pelicans SC wins the ball back again, and there does need to be some major reflection on the part of the Police SC bench to change something. Here's an opportunity now, Guy and Rivaldo. Rivaldo with the shot. Here comes the effort, and what a shot that was! That's more like it for the Cops, and they need more of that, but Rangana Jayasekara up to it.
Indeed, that's what you want from Sri Lanka Police. Youngster Guy and Rivaldo from around 25 meters out, 25 yards out. He's tested Rangana Jayasekara and won a corner kick for his side.
And Kojo Anoke driving through the middle, and the referee awards the foul. 50-50 ball almost, in my opinion, but Anoke just catching his leg, or the trailing leg, I think.
Indeed, some pace from him there.
Yeah.
Almost getting the end of it.
Perfect call from the referee. He drives into the defender. And nothing, absolutely nothing that could be done there on the part of the police defense. But yet another example of, may I dare to say, carelessness by the Police SC midfield, absolutely opening up that defense. Kojo Anoke looks like he's picked up a bit of cramp as well, as Tiriman comes over to the bench for some instruction from Aruna Sampath.
Not good signs for Sri Lanka Police. Hobbling off is the number 15, Damit Samantha. For the time being, Sri Lanka Police will just play with the 10 men on the park.
Coach Aruna Sampath just giving some instructions to Kojo Anoke. Maybe a little tactical shift here as well. Remains to see how that kind of pans out. Another substitution on the cards here for Sri Lanka Police as they continue to try to liven things up. Much needed. And this time it's in the middle of the park. Damit Samantha, potentially the man to come off. Yep, and Damit Samantha, his race was run a few minutes ago. Hasaranga Priyanath coming in his place.
Just number 15, Damit Samantha is replaced by just number 6, Hasaranga Priyanath.
The ball coming in, beautiful cross, just a bit too much on it for Pelicans SC. They need that second goal really to create a bit of cushion and give that comfort to them. Actually seeing him a bit further up the pitch is going to create an environment in which they can nick that second goal.
Indeed, that will be important for Pelicans. Try and find that second goal, give them that 2-goal cushion, and they could run away with this game. Saldin and Gayan Rivaldo together with their skipper. Rivaldo.
A good effort, but it was never going close to the goal. Just way too much to do on the part of the defense as well. As we approach the hour mark in this game, just 1/3 of this game to go. The ball back in the middle of the park. Anoke with a effort to get the ball to Ernest Lado very quickly, fails in doing so. And throw in now to Sri Lanka Police. Once again defended by Pelicans SC. In the Pelicans box now, Sri Lanka Police trying to create something. They've been out of ideas most of the game, and they're out of ideas against Kojo Anoke. Once again tries a 1-2, doesn't work. Sri Lanka Police with Malinga Hettiarachchi in defence. Ball cleared and possession turned over once again. Sri Lanka Police, I think, seeing it kind of signalled in the middle of the park by Gayan Rivaldo as well, just saying slow things down, control the game for a little bit, and I think that's exactly what they need to do if they are to turn over the current predicament that they are in. Two losses on the bounce, not really ideal in a round robin tournament as well. Every game so important in this tournament.
Indeed, Deshan, after winning big in those first two games and then getting no points of the next two, can be quite the downfall for Sri Lanka Police as this campaign goes on. So it will be important for Sri Lanka Police to try and get a point even from this game.
And here's an opportunity for Sri Lanka Police. They've got the numbers. Gayan Rivaldo trying something spectacular, and the ball very nearly falls. But nothing in it really. Rangana Jayasekara and Mensa Steven not taking any chances. More of a hopeful little penalty shout. Fantastic defensive work by Mensa Steven, making himself big, getting in the way of the onrushing defender, onrushing attacker rather, and there was no chance for Charlaka Nishanta to get past him. Daniel Musatkin on this flank finds Ernest Lado in the box, a tight angle, but Musatkin gets it back. Musatkin, he's been dangerous when he's given the chance. Drives to the touchline, gets a ball across and wins the corner kick. So manages to turn something out of that. Musatkin, he's been a shrewd signing, having experience all across Southeast Asia. Despite hailing from colder climes, he's acclimatized to these conditions pretty well, to his credit. And now a corner. Poor corner there, straight into the hands of Dinesh Mahendran. And Dinesh Mahendran boots it forward. He's got not a lot of options there, and the ball turns over once again to Pelicans SC. And well done by Ernest Ado to retrieve that. Here's an opportunity now. Ernest Ado making the overlapping run, but Kumar Kevin Ash not making the best of decisions. Kojo. Cross once again going out of bounds for yet another corner. So Pelicans SC, coach Arna Sampath seem to have done their homework fantastically well prior to this game. Really dominating proceedings and playing most of their football in the Police SC half.
Indeed, that's been the main factor for Pelicans, who are dominating proceedings here. Once again winning a corner after corner for Pelicans Sports Club. Coach Arna Sampath has really got his tactics right here in this already played 65.5 minutes. Not much from that corner kick, but still possession with the Pelicans. Big handball shout coming in from the police camp. Coach Madhushankar. There's nothing in it. Hasaranga now trying to get out of jail, but he's been put under big pressure. Does decently well.
Yeah, Hasaranga Priyanath there made a meal of that one. He essentially defended that with the attacker standing goal side, and from a technical standpoint, not how you should do it, and as a result had to go quite the round to make sure that ball was of no threat. Kojo Anoke now once again driving through this middle of the park. He's been fantastic today and shows amazing amounts of strength, and he almost stops in his tracks expecting a foul. Goes down now, and the referee finally awards it. A bit of a questionable decision there by Sashanka. Madhusankar took a bit too long, in my opinion, to blow the whistle, but made the right call there. Kojo Anoke was getting chipped away at more or less.
Indeed, a very delayed whistle from referee Madhushankar. Not much in it, but nevertheless the referee's call is the final call. It's a free kick in favour of Pelicans.
I mean, if the game stays this way, Reshwan, where do police really go from here? 2 losses on the bounce. It puts a real dent in their title hopes unless they can have a resurgence towards the back end of this tournament.
Indeed, that will be a big mountain to climb for police if they suffer this defeat as well, Deshan. That's leaving 6 points on the park, and that will be quite the disappointment for Sri Lanka Police after the start they had in the campaign. But still around 20 minutes or so for Sri Lanka Police to try and at least get a point off this game. And that will be uttermost important thing for the Cops. Try and find that equalizing goal from there on. See how things will span out.
And once again, hopeful football really from Police. They're not putting together anything of substance. Mensah Stephen rolls his foot over the ball and takes his time with these passes as well. Now Daniel Musatkin wins the foul. Very good play there. He knew he had nowhere to go really and not much space to run into Daniel Musatkin. It's not very old, Daniel Musatkin, in his mid-20s, 24, 25 years old as well. So shrewd buy from Pelicans SC. Mensah Stephen has hit the deck. He's going to need some medical attention. Musatkin, I beg your pardon, Mensah Stephen, making his way off the pitch as mandated. Ball coming in here, just a bit too much on it. Kojo Konoke. And now Gan Rivaldo. Ball put into touch. Once again, Sri Lanka Police now seeing the clock as it rolls into the 73rd minute slowly but surely. They're running out of time. They've got about 17 minutes left to try and take something, if anything, out of this game. Pelicans have made it a little more difficult than it needs to be for them, but they can change that. Danny Musatkin, and well done there by Dinesh Mahendran rather. Musatkin, no flag seen, but just half a yard of pace, and Musatkin just right side of the halfway line.
Musatkin almost getting to the end of it. And good alert goalkeeping from Mahendran as well. He's kept Sri Lanka Police still in the contest. It's a matter of Sri Lanka Police attack coming into the party. It's now or never for the Cops. A good through ball being played. But it's Sri Lanka Police who win a throw-in. Around 17 minutes left in the game. Not too much of chances came Sri Lanka Police's way, so we'll have to try and manufacture something to get a positive result here. They'll be happy with the point as well. But a good ball being played. Musatkin turning. But good defensive work coming in from Sri Lanka Police when it really mattered. There's Rivaldo. He's been in the peak of things for Sri Lanka Police. On that occasion, a miss pass has given the Pelicans position once again. Just settling things around in the middle of the park. Our Pelicans. Mosetkin being played that through ball. Once again a tad bit too heavy. But the intentions right from the Pelican attack.
It's half a yard quicker, half a yard square over pass, and Musatkin well and truly on his way. And once again, Ernest Ado, can he get there? No, he can't. Dinesh Mahendran, well alert. Sri Lanka Police, 15 minutes left of regulation time, really do need to get their act together. Fantastic defensive play there once again, and a goal kick, and this is beautiful in-game management from Pelicans so far, really breaking down the momentum that's being built by the Cops when they do try to. Very little that can be done on the part of the likes of Hasaranga Priyanath when that momentum is broken, and it really is how the pendulum swings that determines the success of these attacks. Of course, you do have games where goals go against the run against play, but Pelicans so far have done fantastically, apart from that Gan Rivaldo effort. And speaking of the devil, Gan Rivaldo once again, I beg your pardon, that's Nabil Sardin who takes that effort. But like I said, breaking down that momentum, really stop-start play, bit difficult to continue to play at the same pace with the same rhythm when that does happen. And in the meantime, Kumar Kevinash has been removed, and Yasaswin Tiriman is now on, joining his brother on the pitch. The next goal will be decisive in this game. Ernest Ado goes down. Referee doesn't see anything wrong with it, plays on. And Pelicans SC play on as well. And a fantastic nick there from Pelicans, but nothing doing. Ernest Ado still on the deck. Holding his ankle, maybe holding his calf rather, maybe about of cramp. The referee just pointing out to Ernest Ado that he needs to get off the pitch if he wants to continue to receive treatment.
And he's getting helped off for the referee as well. Probably cramping up. It's hot and humid conditions here in Colombo. We did mention that will take a big toll on the players, and the weather surely playing its part. As soon as he went down, it was quite agony. Sri Lanka Police now trying to play this ball to the penalty area. Eventually gets it, but just not being able to find the good part of the boot. His position still with the Sri Lanka Police.
Mensa Steven. He's had a very comfortable day at the back there so far today. He has an opportunity now. Police SC once again defeated. In pursuit of that, Daniel Musatkin beaten to that. And here's an opportunity for a shot! And once again, looking at each other as if to say, whose fault was that? But I think Mahinda Galagedara really needs to look at this defensive shape. They get beaten by those little elevated balls that fall behind the fullbacks, Reshwan. Maybe they're playing too much of a high line against a team that's a little too fast for them.
I think they are forced to play that high line because they're currently trailing in the game. But playing that high line can be quite dangerous. They wouldn't want to go down 2-0 heading into the last 10 minutes. But it's the jersey number 12, Dayabaran Selvaraj of Sri Lanka Police, the latest victim in the book. He's had a really bad game as well in the back, in that left back position.
Selvaraj, usually much more attacking defender, very comfortable coming upwards of the halfway line, but just not able to do that in this game so far. And potentially a card for someone on the bench here. Absolutely sarcastic claps from Mahinda Galagedara as well, egging his team on for some sarcastic applause, but something you see every day. But Sashanka Madhusanka yellow carding a player that's not on the pitch as Mensa Steven stands over this. Too far for a cross from Mensa Steven. And Kojo Nokke, and the ball coming in, collected cleanly by Dinesh Mahendran. A thundering tackle there, but looked clean. Mensa Steven. And no, the referee, ball turned over, but Mensa Steven hitting the deck very hard. Seems to be okay by the looks of it. No treatment required. Surprised that there's no card shown there, and just a bit of spite in that one from Charlaka Nishanta, you could say, Reshwan.
Indeed, Sri Lanka Police players just letting their frustration get the better of them. They shouldn't let that happen in the final stages, with an opportunity to try and get that equalizing goal for them and take a point away from this tough encounter for Sri Lanka Police. Pelicans though looking at going to the top of the table in Group B if they manage to see this 7 minutes off. Rivaldo. And it's Rivaldo, but no nonsense from Rangan Jayasekar in goal for the Pelicans, but still ball alive for Sri Lanka Police. Playing that patience game with that ball out there. Kayan Rivaldo claiming for a handball, but referee Madhushanka points for a corner kick. And plenty of questions being raised by the cops. But Captain Malinga Hettiarachi says let the game go on. Sri Lanka Police have really put the Pelicans under a lot of pressure.
Absolutely nothing in that from Gayan Rivaldo's shot. And by the looks of it, here's the replay. Fantastic defending. Comes off the chest, nothing to do, no handball, and the referee Sashanka Madhusanka absolutely on point with his decision.
I think he's had a decent game with the whistle as well, Deshan. Some calls were quite 50-50 at first glance, but then looking at that replay, I think we could say on plenty of occasions he's got it quite right. And kudos to referee Madhushank as well. Not an easy game to referee. A top of the table clash and two high scoring teams, we could say. But final 5 minutes of this game coming up. Final 5 minutes of regular time. Ball still alive for the Cops. Need to get it down, but plenty of blue shirts in that penalty box. Not much of venom from that shot of Gayan Rivaldo. Saldin doing well to distribute it, but Rivaldo's shot was not much in it. Try and trouble Rangana Jayasekara in goal, who's been rock solid in the back. And who's been brilliant between the sticks for Pelicans, who will look to try and get all 3 points, and Rangana Jayasekara will look at a clean sheet as well. And the frustration really coming out in that dugout of Sri Lanka Police. Why wasn't that throw in been taken quickly? Now once again Rivaldo, with not much to play with, gives it out to his midfielder, who shoots a nothing shot straight at Jayasekara, and quite a regulation save for him.
Rangana Jayasekara suddenly being tested, and as a keeper can be a bit challenging when you're suddenly called into the game, but Daniel Musatkin is doing fantastically well to try and hold up the play. Police SC suddenly bursting into life in these last 10 minutes. They've woken up to the reality that there could be 2 losses on the bounce. Lose the ball. Kojo Anokyo now. Nice little pass to Ernest Addo. Daniel Musatkin, can he keep it inside? He does manage to do so. And the referee blows the whistle. Potentially a call by the touchline referee on that side. The initial opinion that we had here, the commentary box, was that the ball wasn't kept inside, but I think it's an offside flag potentially, because it was a free kick. And Ernest Addo putting pressure once again. Kojo Anokye pushing through. Daniel Musatkin. And now an opportunity to break. Cross comes in. Just a bit too much on it, but it's a shot! And a fantastic effort. Absolutely catching Dinesh Mahendran off guard. Dinesh Mahendran does fantastically well to parry that over the bar, but many expected the ball to be swung in for Doe, but no, it was an effort.
Indeed, brilliant from Dinesh Mahendran in goal. And that would have been game done and dusted if it found the back of the net for Sri Lanka Police, who are still trailing in the game and facing 2 defeats in 2 games after winning 2 back-to-back games.
Now once again pushing forward here. Pelicans SC, they've not rested on their laurels one bit. Ernest Addo, he's taking the ball to the touchline, and this is exactly what they should be doing. And wins a foul. Very careless play there from Sri Lanka Police. And Navo Dhasik conceding an unnecessary foul in the opposite end of the pitch to where they want to be. Now Pelicans will be able to waste away and while away some very valuable seconds in this game.
Indeed, running that clock down as we approach the 90th minute. And Sri Lanka Police trailing this game. Will have to try and find the equalizer in the added time of 5 minutes.
Ball comes in here. Dinesh Mahendran making no mistakes. Kojo not okay. Driving through again, wins another foul at this 5 minutes of added time. Pelicans making 2 substitutions, but Kojo Noke now going to waste another 15-20 seconds after hitting that deck. As we see 2 substitutions coming in now. Is Lahiru Sampath in that defensive role in place of Selvanayagam Sadurian, so shoring up the back. And a second substitution as well coming on for Daniel Musatkin is Laksiri Silva. A like-for-like substitution there, but shoring the defense up now, Reshwan, and I think that's the right move for this game.
Indeed, Coach Arun Sampath probably bringing out his final couple of changes on added time. Lahiru Sampath will look to keep things tact in defense. And Pelicans taking their time. Laksiri Silva's first touch goes straight away to a goal kick. Sri Lanka Police now have switched into attack in quick time.
Two and a half minutes left in this game. Gan Rivaldo trying something, not really working. They're going to now try and get at least a point out of this game. Selvaraj with the long throw. And ball gotten rid of. Police recycles. And well done there by Pelicans SC. Gotten rid of the ball about a little over 1.5 minutes. Ernest Ado pressing the defense there, and they want to throw in. They're going to while away a couple of seconds here. Now, through pass there, and Ernest Ado, can he get there? No, fantastically well defended, and Dinesh Mahendran putting his body on the line as well. But as we enter the last minute of play, Police SC boot the ball forward. Pelicans hoik it straight back. They need to get this ball up the pitch as soon as possible, Police. Maninga Hettiarachchi boots it forward once again. Hopeful ball. Little less than 30 seconds left now, and that seems to be that. Pelicans now just need to run it to a corner. And they seem to be wanting to do a little more than that. And here's an opportunity. Can the substitute make the difference? No, he doesn't manage to get the ball under control. Laksiri Silva, heavy touch. The referee having a look at his watch now as we hit the 95-minute mark. And that's it. Pelicans SC causing an upset and defeating Sri Lanka Police. Sri Lanka Police now 2 losses on the trot. And that really changes things here in the Champions League. And what a game that was, end-to-end stuff. Moments of absolute bliss and moments of absolute heartache. But that's what this game is about, Reshwan.
Indeed, isn't it? Pelicans Sports Club. Thanks to that screamer from Kojo Aniyoki, giving them the win and all 3 points. And most importantly, that clean sheet for Rangana Jayasekara as well. With that win, Pelicans will go on to the top of Group B as Sri Lanka Police suffer their second defeat in 2 games. Back-to-back losses for the Cops, and it will be very, very important for Coach Mahinda Galagedara to go back into the drawing books and try and get their tactics out right in the next games coming up next week. Brilliant from Pelican Sports Club. Top of the table clash before this game was kicked off. It was Sri Lanka Police right at the top with 6 points. But at the end of the 90 minutes here, it's Pelicans who go to the top of the table in Group B. Pelicans win this game 1-0 over Sri Lanka Police. What a brilliant second half we had. Plenty of action in the second 45 minutes. Police tried their best to try and find that equalizer, but it was quite far out for them, as goalkeeper Rangana Jayasekara in goal was just too good, and he managed to keep Sri Lanka Police at bay. Chances did come. Gayan Rivaldo as well did his best to try and find that equalizer, but it was just not too good for the Cops here at Racecourse. A pleasant evening out here. The sun setting beautifully here in Colombo. A disappointing couple of weeks for Sri Lanka Police after having quite the joyful moment this game and go away with all 3 points. We have Navod Vijay Vikrama with a couple of interviews down there. Over to you, Navod.
මාත් සමගින් එකතු වෙනවා පොලිස් කණ්ඩායමේ පුහුණුකරු මහින්ද ගලගෙදර. මහින්ද තවත් අසිරු තරගයක් අද තරගය ගැන ඔබේ අදහස?
විශේෂයෙන් මම සුබපතනවා පෙලිකන්ස් කණ්ඩායමට. ඔවුන් අද 1.0 වශයෙන් තරගය ජයග්‍රහණය කරා. ඒ සම්බන්ධව මම ස්තුතිය පුද කරනවා තරගය සහ ඉදිරියට ඒගොල්ලන්ට මම විශ් කරනවා. ඉතින් අද තරගයත් ඉතින් අපිට කියන්න තියෙන්නේ අපේ කිසිම විදේශීය ක්‍රීඩකයන් කවුරුත් නැතුව ඒගොල්ලන් විදේශීය ක්‍රීඩකයෝ 4 දිනක් ක්‍රීඩා කරද්දී තමයි අපි දේශීය ක්‍රීඩකයන්ගෙන් අපි අද ක්‍රීඩා කර තරගය. ඉතින් තරගය 1.0යි. නමුත් ඒක මගේ කණ්ඩායමේ කරපු ක්‍රීඩා විලාසයේ මම කියන්න ඕනේ මම හිතන්නේ මාධ්‍ය හරහා සජීවී විකාශනය වුණා. ඉතින් තරගයේ අතරතුරදී මොනවද උනේ කියන එකත් මම මොකුත් කියන්නේ නැහැ. තරගය බලපු කට්ටිය දන්නවා. ඉතින් මම සුබපතනවා කණ්ඩායමට.
මහින්ද ඉදිරි තරගවලදී මොනවාගේ බලාපොරොත්තුෙන් පළවෙනි තරග දෙකම ජයග්‍රහණය කරා සුපර් 8 වටේට යෑමට නම් තවත් තරග ජයග්‍රහණය කිරීමට අවශ්‍ය වෙනවා. ඉතින් මොන වගේ දේවල්ද කණ්ඩායමක් වශයෙන් දිනු කර යුත්තේ ඉදිරි තරගවලදී?
මම හිතන්නේ සෑම කණ්ඩායමක්ම විදේශ ක්‍රීඩකයන් ගන්නවා. ඒ වගේම ඉදිරි තරගයේ සිට අපිත් විදේශ ක්‍රීඩකයන් අපි කණ්ඩායමට එකතු කරගන්න බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා. ඉතින් කණ්ඩායම මේ විදිහටම අපි දිගටම කරගෙන යනවා. මම විශ්වාස කරනවා ඉදිරියේදී අපට තවත් වෙනසක් කරන්න පුළුවන් කියලා.
බොහොම ස්තුතියි ඉදිරි තරඟවල සුබවතන.
ස්තුතියි.
Coach Mahinda Galagadara will be quite the disappointed man out there. Sri Lanka police outfit suffering their second consecutive defeat, and quite similar results as well, 1-0 both losses, so that will be quite the frustration for the Cops, but it's a matter of coming back well. We have now once again with an interview down there.
කට්ටිය සෙල්ලම් කරා පොලිස් කණ්ඩායමත් හොඳට සෙල්ලම් කරා අපිට අම්බුනේ අවස්ථාවෙන් අපි ප්‍රයෝජනය ගත්තා මේ මම ඇත්තෙන්ම ඉස්සරහට ඉදිරියට ස්ටෙප් බයි ස්ටෙප් එකකින් එක යන්න තමයි මම ප්ලෑන් කරන් යන්නේ මගේ ඒ ප්ලෑන් එක මම සක්සස් විදියට යනවා
පළමු තරඟයට පසුව ඉදිරි තරඟවලදී Pelicans කණ්ඩායමේ ෆෝම් එක ඉදිරියට ඇවිල්ලා තිනවා පළවෙනි තරඟයෙන් පස්සේ මොරගස් මුල්ල කණ්ඩායමත් එක්ක 1-1ක් වශයෙන් ඩ්‍රෝ වුණා. ඉතින් ඉදිරියට සුපර් වටයක් තියෙනවා. ඉතින් ඉදිරියට යෑමේදී Pelicans කණ්ඩායමක් වශයෙන් තා මොනවාද දියුණු වේ යුත්තේ කණ්ඩායමක් වශයෙන්?
ඇත්තෙන්ම පුහුණු කරුවෙක් කියන්නේ ඒක වගකීමක් ස්ටෙප් බයි ස්ටෙප් ටීම් එක ඉස්සරහට අරන් යන්න ඕනේ. පළවෙනි තරඟයේදී මැච් එක ඩ්‍රෝ වුණා මොරගස් මුල්ලත් එක්ක මම ඒකෙන් මගේ ක්‍රීඩකයන්ට මොනවාද කරන්න පුළුවන් මොනවාද ක්‍රීඩකයන්ට කරන්න ඕනේ කියන එක මම තේරුම් අරගෙන ඒ විදිහට දැන් මම පුහුණු කටයුතු ටික කරගෙන යනවා මගේ ඒ පුහුණු කටයුතු යනකොට මට උදව්වට ඉන්නවා මගේ ඇසිස්ටන්ට් පුහුණුකරු චරිත් නැෂනල් ප්ලේයර් මට සෑහෙන උදව්වක් කරනවා එයාගේ එක්ස්පීරියන්ස් උත් අරගෙන මම මේ ගමන සාර්ථකව නිම කරනවා කියලා මම හිතනවා.
බොහොම ස්තුතියි ඉදිරි තරඟවල සුබවතන.
Thank you.
And happy man out here after his side securing an all-important win as they climb on to the top of the table in Group B of this Sri Lanka Football Champions League campaign 2025-2026 season. And that will be quite the result for coach Arno Sampath as we have yet another interview with the man of the match Rangana Jayasekara down there.
අප සමගින් එකතු වෙනවා අද තරඟයේ වීරයා Pelicans කණ්ඩායමේ රංගන ජයසේකර රංගන මුලින්ම සුබවතනා ඒ වගේම අද තරඟය ගැන ඔබේ අදහස ඔබගේ performance එක ගැන කතා කරොත්
මගේ performance එක කියන්නේ මම ඉස්සෙල්ලම ස්තුතිවන්ත වෙනවා මගේ ටීම් එකට අපි හොඳට ට්‍රේනින් කරා කෝච් කියා දුන්නු හැමදේම අපි කරා අපේ ටාගට් එකක් තියෙනවා ඒ මොකද දැන් අපි චැම්පියන් ලීග් එකේ කප් එක ගන්න කොහොම හරි මගේ ෆස්ට් ටයිම් මේ ක්ලබ් එක ගහන මම ඊට කලින් යුද හමුදා පාපන්දු කණ්ඩායමේ නියෝජනය කරේ මම එතනින්
Colombo Youth taking on Serenip Sports Club from 8 p.m. local time here in Colombo. And then later on tomorrow we have in the evening Crystal Palace taking on New Star. And then in the night we have Super Sun taking on Mathura City. And then on Monday we have a couple of games to wrap things up for week 5. SLTB taking on Javelin and St. Mary's taking on Murugas Mulla in that night game here at the Colombo Racecourse.